All right, Bob, another question I get is, do you have to save up 20% to put down on your first house?
Oh my gosh, no. And I understand that is a common misunderstanding out there, that you have to put down 20% to purchase a house, but you do not need to do that. You can buy a home. Minimum down payments are for FHA 3.5%, for conventional 3% down, right? And then if you're a veteran, no money down. That's actually a 0 down payment. And if you're doing USDA out in the kind of the acreage areas of the Metroplex, then it could be actually no money down as well. So 20% down, you don't need. It used to be that, people used to think that, but it is absolutely something different.
Good to know. I get a lot of friends that are saying, we're going to wait another few years so we can have that 20%.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. You can do it with 3 to 3.5% down.
All right, I have a follow-up question for that.
Okay.
Do you actually have to put 20% down to avoid paying private mortgage insurance?
That's actually a really good question, and I think most people would say yes. That's what they feel, right? But the reality is, guys, you do not need to put 20% down to avoid paying private mortgage insurance on a conventional loan. There's several different ways to avoid it. You can actually put 5% down and avoid it. We can do what's called, it's an 80-15-5, where we get a second lien and place it behind your 5% down payment. So as a first lien holder, we're in an 80% loan to value, and that can get you out of mortgage insurance. It's a great way to also build equity much quicker, because that second lien is typically amortized over a shorter period of time, so like 15 years. We could also do what's called an 80-10-10. That just means you're putting 10% down and we're taking out a lesser of a second lien. Now, there are other ways to avoid it. If you're putting, let's say, 10% down and you don't want a second lien, we could actually either give you an option to pay a very reduced amount up front of mortgage insurance and buy it out for the remaining 10%, or we could finance that in to the loan and spread it out over 30 years. I, as the lender, can actually pay your mortgage insurance. And the way that we have to do that is we have to increase the interest rate a little bit to be able to cover that difference in mortgage insurance, and we can pay that out for you. It's another way of just financing it in to the loan. So I know there's a lot of people out there that say, hey, I'm not gonna buy a house until I get 20% down because I wanna avoid paying mortgage insurance. Guys, don't wait. Appreciation continues to happen. Your house it's gonna be costing you more to buy that home if you wait 2 or 3 or 5 years to save that 20% down. Let's talk, because there's ways to get out of paying mortgage insurance with less money.
I think even my house within 2 years had reached the 20% that it needed. So it was a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, and think about it, if you waited to buy that house, it would have cost you a whole heck of a lot more to buy.
Yeah. All right, I have a follow-up question for that.
Okay.
Do you actually have to put 20% down to avoid private mortgage insurance?
No, you don't.
But I was
Insurance.